My name is Joshua Serrano, and today we'll be talking about the types of legal business organizations for Business Law 113. What will be covered today includes small businesses and what they are, limited liability companies or LLCs, and corporations. So, what is considered a small business slash sole proprietorship? A small business slash sole proprietorship. We'll be going over what is a small business. A small business is a privately owned company with fewer employees and lower revenue compared to larger corporations. Small businesses usually have fewer than 500 employees and make less than $5 million, though this may vary by different industries. Many sole proprietorships are known as small businesses, but a sole proprietorship mainly is a business that's owned and operated by one person. The advantages are that it's easy to form, there's flexibility in decision making, and you only pay taxes once as personal taxes. It becomes a pass through entity, meaning that there's not income taxes on the business itself. The disadvantages include that the owner bears all burden of any loss and liability, which means your personal assets could be at risk, and there's also limited ability to raise capital. It's harder to raise capital. Next, we'll be looking at what is considered a limited liability company, or an LLC. So, what is an LLC? An LLC is a legal entity that combines elements of both a corporation and a partnership slash sole proprietorship. The key feature of an LLC is that it offers liability protection for its owners, known as members, similar to a corporation, while also providing the tax advantages you would find in a sole proprietorship slash partnership. Advantages include limited liability, which means that the members' personal assets are no longer at risk. If you were sued, they would only go after the assets of the LLC and not the members of the LLC. There's also flexibility in taxation. You can choose to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or a corporation, whatever fits your LLC's needs best. Next is that there's less paperwork than corporations, and there's allowance of foreign investors to invest in your LLC. Some disadvantages include the international tax treatment. If the LLC expands globally, the business may be treated as a corporation, and state laws are not uniform, meaning that there's inconsistency between states regarding your LLC, and it could cause complications overall. Finally, we'll be looking at what is considered a corporation. So, what is a corporation? A corporation is a legal entity created by individuals, stockholders, or shareholders with the purpose of operating for profit. Corporations are allowed to enter into contracts, both sue and be sued, own assets, and borrow money from financial institutions. A corporation generally has the same rights and privileges under U.S. law that a U.S. citizen has. The advantages include that it's easy to access your capital through stock, and there's enhanced credibility in a corporation compared to a sole proprietorship or a partnership. One of the biggest disadvantages is that there's double taxation on your profits, which means that you get taxed on corporate income alongside the shareholders pay their personal income tax for their shares in the corporation. So, what did we learn today? We learned that small businesses are similar to sole proprietorships, and they usually have fewer than 500 employees and make less than $5 million. An LLC, or a limited liability company, has a liability protection for the members, and it's generally safer to have than a sole proprietorship or a partnership. And finally, a corporation, it gives your business enhanced credibility and helps stockholders, but the biggest disadvantage is that there's double taxation on your profits. These are the references I use: Salesforce.com, DJ Holt Law, and CorporateFinanceInstitute.com. Thank you.